Hey, Will King here from High Cotton Homes, and today on the Build Show, we're not in the field, we're not on a job site, we're actually back in the studio. We're going to talk about some business stuff today. You know, I've been a big user of all things Google since we started the company, and honestly, I almost take it for granted sometimes. And I get into conversations with other builders and friends and other people that are just in business, and I tell them about how we're using Google. And a lot of times they find that information very helpful. So I thought it would be good to make a quick video and tell you how we use Google Suite or Google Suites, I guess, for our business. So to start with, you know, our email is actually part of Google. So it's not a Gmail, of course. We actually have our own domain, but you can host your email through Google. And that has been very easy for us because you can simply add employees to it. You can add, you can look at the billing, you can suspend people, you can transfer, if an employee leaves, you can transfer all their data and their email to another employee, and you can pick which one that is. So the email is very, very easy, but we all probably have had Gmail before, and so you're familiar with that platform. So it starts with email, of course, but then Google Drive has been a huge part of our company. You know, I think file sharing amongst your employees with your customers is just so important to do. And so we're able to go in and create a folder for our customers. And then, you know, we have things like active customers, prospect customers, customers that are in warranty, and a few other folders beyond that too. But inside of our customer folders, we're actually able to make subfolders for things like inspiration pictures, interior design, contracts, house plans, and there's a few more that we have there as well. And then in those folders, you can actually share certain parts of that with an employee, the whole folder with an employee. Same thing with your customers. I mean, it's so easy to share, and then everybody can collaborate back to those folders. So we have found that to be very, very useful. And also, we can use the way we do invoicing through QuickBooks. You know, we're a cost plus builder, but when we invoice through QuickBooks, our invoice actually just has like the accounting codes that whatever material or labor got assigned. But if you open up Google Drive and go to the invoice folder that correlates, there's actually a scanned in receipt of every item on that invoice. So that's kind of helps with the transparency for sure, but also just keeping everything organized because it's very searchable at that point too. And by that, I mean, let's say you're doing a job and the customer requests cable railing is a good example. And you remember, you know, 3 or 4 jobs ago, you did some cable railing, but you couldn't remember what it cost. And you maybe didn't even remember the sub or any part of it. You can search inside of Google Drive for maybe it's just the invoice number, maybe it's the amount, maybe it's the name of the subcontractor. Simply find that invoice from another customer's folder from 3 years ago. You can instantly find it, reference it, and then get the information you need to then present that to the client or call that contractor for a new quote, whatever it might be. The search features inside of Google Drive are awesome. We use that all the time. So also, if you don't have a Google Drive account or a Gmail, you don't have to, you can share things with people just by copying the link and putting it in an email or a text. And then no matter who it is, if they just click on that link from their email, it'll open up that file. So I use that pretty often if I'm sending stuff like a one-time share. Like they're not a routine customer, but let's say I have to email a set of plans to the bank or an appraiser or something like that, I will just create a shareable link, and then that way they don't have to worry about logging in and getting it set up on their computer. So so that's Google Drive. The other ones, and I can go quicker through those, but Google Docs is a big one, which is similar to, say, Microsoft Word. Google Slides is going to be similar to PowerPoint. And then Google Sheets is going to be very similar to Microsoft Excel. So we actually don't pay for Microsoft anymore. We don't have any Microsoft Office on our computers. We just use Google. And what I like about it is that no matter where you start the document from in Google, like on any of them, but we'll talk about Google Docs first. You know, let's say that you're in a sales meeting and you have your iPad and you're typing notes. and then you go back to your computer. As soon as you open up Google Docs on your computer, boom, it's there. You can share it with the people that were in that meeting. You can share it with the customer if you want to. And in fact, if me and one of my other staff members are in a meeting, we can have the same document go in between us, and we can see each other typing. So it's a very collective document at that point. So I found that to be very useful too. And then you can organize it back over into Google Drive in their folder. So that's awesome. And then, of course, Google Slides, Google Sheets, same thing, whether you're making spreadsheets or presentations. The same rules apply to those as well. Another beauty of that is when you're traveling, or if you're on a new computer or something that's not your everyday use, all you have to do is just log into it online and it's all there. There's no more downloading software and having to get it established on your computer just so you can use it. So that's a real added benefit. In fact, my iPad, my laptop, it's really set up now where I could go throw it in the dumpster, go get a new computer this afternoon, and literally just log in and everything's right there. I don't have to worry about having to download any software or restore things. It's literally all in the cloud. I mean, that's a really added benefit to Google. So another part of Google that we've used a lot is Google Keep. And in fact, we have been using the Google Suites for a while before I even realized what Google Keep was. But it's basically to-do lists or sticky notes that are inside this app. And like on mine, I have various sticky notes or to-do lists inside my Google Keep. And you can color code them, you can pin them, you can actually share each individual list with other collaborators. So, I have lists with Lane, my videographer. I have lists with Sam, our operations manager, and then my project managers are on some of them, as well as even our accountant or any of our office staff. So you can collaborate on things. You can mark them complete. You can even make comments in there and tag their name so it gives them a notification. But same thing, I can reference it on my phone. I can reference it on my iPad. I can reference it on my computer. Quick example of that, we were out this morning looking at a job site, and I was trying to look at a list that somebody had made for that job. And I was able to quickly just open my phone, go to Google Keep, and pull it up, and it was all just right there for me to look at. All right, and if you're like me, your entire life is on a calendar. There's so many things that I'm supposed to do and go to every day and plan for that if I don't have it all in a centralized calendar, I just simply cannot keep up with it. I've tried planners, I've tried paper calendars. It just doesn't work for me. I have to have it on a live, active calendar, like Google Calendar in this case, so I can keep up with it. And then my office staff can keep up with where I'm supposed to be or where I'm at today, or my wife, my family, they know, hey, we have a vacation coming up, or Will's got a hair appointment, or maybe it's our kid's doctor's appointment. I literally live and breathe off of Google Calendar, and it's incorporated across our entire company. So we put all of our site meetings, sales meetings, any type of internal reviews or internal staff meetings, all of those things get added to Google Calendar, even lunch appointments. And they get shared with, obviously by invites to everybody that's coming. And I try to be really good about if I talk to somebody on the phone and they say, hey, let's go to lunch on Thursday, as soon as I hang up the phone, I go ahead and make that invite on my calendar. I make that entry on my calendar for Thursday at lunch. And then I'll also go ahead and invite that person to it if I have their email. To me, it's just a way to make sure that nobody forgets it. It also will remind you about 30. You can set it parameters, of course, but it will remind you 30 minutes prior to an appointment. It'll give you another notification, or that's how mine is set up. And I can't tell you how many times I've almost forgotten of an appointment, and my alert goes off of my watch and tells me that whatever meeting's happening in 30 minutes. That is such a big deal for me. And if you're not already using a calendar, I would really encourage you to look at that one. It's a really good solution. And it works seamlessly through all the Google platforms for us. So Google Calendar has really been a game changer for us in our company. And I feel like it really keeps us a lot more organized across the board. It's just been a really good solution for us. If you're not already on Google, I would encourage you to go do so. By the way, today's video is not sponsored by Google by any means. This is just something that I have found to be such a critical part of our company. And when I think about things to share with our followers here on Build Show, I feel like things that that may not be an air sealing detail or whatever, but it's such a good business tip that I think everybody out there needs to hear about. If you're not already following me on Instagram, please go do so. It's at Will King Builds. And just remember, iron sharpens iron. So keep grinding, keep watching these videos, and we'll see you right here on The Build Show.